this is some serious stuff. You shouldn't be walking around, okay? Okay, let me just double check that. Chag Sameach, everyone. Sorry for the delay. Traffic actually kept a lot of people behind today, including myself and this guy. But we should be good to get started. Otherwise, we're going to be here until tomorrow. So we're going to start with the opening prayer on page 4 of the Haggadah. I believe everyone has one in there. Yes. In case anyone's not familiar with the Haggadah, it starts from right to left. So it should actually start from the end of the book. So the way that this Haggadah is prepared, it actually contains different areas for different readers and etc. There are parts that are going to be in English, parts that are going to be in Hebrew. The most important part in the Haggadah is the telling of the story, which should be in a language that everyone understands. So instead of just powering through and reading a lot of stuff in Hebrew that no one or very few people are actually going to know what's happening, we're going to be reading the story itself in English, and then anytime there's any blessing, I will revert back to the Hebrew, and then we're gonna do the blessings in Hebrew. But the story itself is going to be in English. So, in order for us to start, now in the presence of family and friends, we gather together with the whole household of Israel, linking our lives with the past and the future, listening once again to God's call to service. May God's presence be with us tonight. May those who love be blessed. May those we love be blessed with wisdom. May all Israel share the taste of happiness, and know the dignity that freedom brings. So now if everyone can join together in this next session here where it says everyone reads. And you shall keep the festival of Matzot, for on this very day I brought you out of Mitzrayim. You shall observe this day throughout your generations as an everlasting law. Remember the day on which you went out of Mitzrayim from the hands of slavery, and how God freed you with great strength. So we're going to start the Seder, which contains 15 steps, and we start with a little song that actually basically sings all the steps. So it goes like this: Kadesh Urchatz Karbas Yachatz Magid Rachza Motzi Matzah Maror שולחן עורך צפון ברך הלל נרצה הלל נרצה. And we went through all the different things that we're going to do today, which are the first blessing, the first hand washing, the green of the promised land, the break of the middle matzah, telling the story, second hand washing, the blessing over the bread and the special blessing for matzah, the bitter herbs, the Hillel's sandwich. Everyone thinks that, so sandwich is actually named after a guy called Lord Sandwich, who is said to have invented the sandwich, but it's actually Hillel, we know that. And then we have the meal, we find the afikoman, we have the thanks giving after the meal, the Hallel and the Nirtzah, and we end the Seder in about 3 hours. And we start with the Kadesh, the first blessing. So everyone please join me in reading this section here where it says everyone reads on page 7. So may light shine on us, on all Israel, and on all the world. So, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kideshanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu Lehadlik Ner Shalom Tov. And we need to light the candles. This is different from the Shabbat candles where we light and then we say the blessing. This one we say the blessing and then
unlucky candle. Maybe, probably. Why is it running out so quickly?
You can do it.
Maybe it's because there are 40 people in a room.
Alright, I'll go find some water.
and technical issues with the candle is the first one for me. Is the first one.
Yeah, it's on. They're on.
So it really wants to. Maybe it will still work. Maybe it will work after. Turn it on after. Continue with that service.
Very good.
Good. All right, so to anyone who actually has a child in here, it's time to bless the kids. And the kids don't need to be small children. They can be as old as me or older. It's fine. So.
Just 1 second. Just give us like a minute. We're gonna lay out some flowers for the hostages.
Oh, okay. That's great. Thank you.
Rachel's been kind enough to bring some yellow flowers for the hostages.
That's great.
Maybe a good time to remember them and pray for their freedom.
Yeah, absolutely.
We were just last second.
During a celebration.
I figured as much.
That's for the hostages. If you don't know, that their symbolism is yellow. To bring something yellow to the room.
That's great. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Rachel.
Yeah, it's very appreciated. So, the family blessings. If you have a boy, this is the blessing we do. So if you, anyone who actually has a child in here who's a boy, if you want to put your hand on their head, and it goes like this: Ismecha Elohim ke'Ephraim v'chi Menashe. May God make you like Ephraim and Manasseh. So for girls, it will be Yesimech Elohim keSarah, Rivka, Rachel, veLeah. And then for everyone at the tables, Yevarechecha Adonai ve'ishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha, Vichuneka Isa Adonai panav elecha, ve'yasem lecha shalom. Amen. So tonight we shall drink 4 cups of wine. Tradition speaks about the 4 corners of the earth, and we know that freedom must be everywhere. There are 4 seasons of the year, just as there are 4 promises in the Torah. I will bring you out, I will deliver you, I will redeem you, I will take you as my people. So if everyone can pour their wine. Okay.
Water is actually spilling from it.
Yeah.
Strange. How does grape juice become water? Reverse Jesus miracles. Right? Wine, water, grape juice.
No, don't drink yet, dude. Don't drink yet. Put it back there. So, Ani Adonai v'hotzeti etchem mitachat sivlot Mitzrayim. So now everyone together for the blessing over the wine. On page 10. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. So, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol am veromimanu mikol lashon v'kedashtanu b'mitzvotav vatiten lanu Adonai Eloheinu be'ahava moadim lesimcha chagim ve'uzmanim lesason et yom chag amatzot azeh zman cherutenu mikra kodesh zecher litziet mitzrayim kivanu v'acharta ve'otanu kidashta mikol ha'amim umoadei kodshecha besimcha uvsazon hinchaltanu Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh Israel v'hazmanim. So now, since this is the first night of Pesach, we say the Shehehianu. So everyone together, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehehianu v'ki imanu v'higianu lazman azeh. Now everyone drink the wine leaning to the left. Fine.
It's hard to drink wine that is going from my mouth up straight while leaning to the left.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did I take it too far by going almost sideways?
Now, we got to the first hand washing, the first ritual washing. It doesn't need to be every single person. I can actually do it for all of us. But anyone that actually wishes to actually do the hand washing, you can use, there's another basin over there. It's not necessary yet. This is not the one that actually goes with the blessing. So we went through the Kaddish, the Urchat, now it's the Karpas. So now we will all get a bit of parsley.
And double dip it.
just one. And we will dip it into the salt water.
Double dip it.
Yeah. Just one. Now for the blessing is on page 14. It's Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Borei Ri Ha'adama. Now for the kids around, do any of the kids know why we eat a bitter vegetable and dip it into salt water now? No. Yeah. Exactly. Very, very, very good job. Yes. We eat bitter vegetables today to remember the bitterness of the slavery, and we dip into salt water to represent the tears of our people as we were slaves in Egypt. Yeah, very good job. And we got to Yachat.
When you break them in matzah, it's the yachat when you break them in matzah. Yeah, yachat.
So we all have some matzot on our tables. We get we have shmura here. So we're going to break the middle matzah. We got the one in the middle, and we break it not exactly in half. We should have one side that's a little bit bigger than the other. And there you go.
So many people have yachats. Man, it's going to be so hard to find all of the yachats, right?
And then we put one side back.
Which one, the bigger one or the smaller one?
You put back the bigger one in there, and the smaller one is the afikomen. Yeah. Let me just go.
You could use it as korech.
Hmm?
You could use it as korech. Certainly.
Yeah.
That's our synagogue's korech.
Yeah.
No, wait, no, mine is Haroset.
Yes, it is.
It looks very different. Same as the hard.
So now, if we can all uncover the matzah, and then we say, "This is the bread of poverty, which our ancestors ate in the land of Mitzrayim. Let all who are hungry come and eat. Let all who are hungry come and celebrate Pesach. Now we are here, next year in the land of Israel. This year we are still slaves. Next year we will be free." And we get to Manishtana on 19. And if the kids want to join, and Edward is actually going to lead us with the Manishtana. Here. Manishtana halayla hazeh mikol haleilot mikol haleilot שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים חמץ ומצה, חמץ ומצה, הלילה זה, כולו מצה. הלילה זה, כולו מצה. שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים שאר ירקות, הלילה זה, מרור. הלילה זה, מרור. שבכל הלילות איננו מקפידים אפילו פעם אחת, הלילה זה, שתף ועמים. הלילה זה, שתף ועמים. שבכל הלילות אנו אוכלים בין יושבים ובין מסובים, בין יושבים ובין מסובים. הלילה זה, כולנו מסובים. הלילה זה, כולנו מסובים. Beautiful. Any of the kids, do any of them want to read the English, the translation of what you just read?
Okay.
Let's see. No? No? No takers? Do you want to do it? Yeah. All right, so Edward's going to start here. So.
Why is this night different from all other nights? On all other nights, we eat chametz and matzah. Tonight, why do we eat only matzah? 2. On all other nights, we can eat any kind of herb. Tonight, why do we eat maror, the bitter herbs? On all other nights, we do not dip even once. Tonight, why do we dip the grains twice? On all other nights, we eat sitting or leaning. Tonight, why do we all sit leaning?
Well done.
So now we all read it together here on page 20, and a little bit of the matzah should be uncovered so that we can see a little bit of it. So now on page 20, where it says, everyone, we were slaves to Pharaoh in Egypt, but God took us out of there with a mighty hand and a strong arm. If God had not taken our ancestors out of Egypt, then we, our children and grandchildren, would still be enslaved to a Pharaoh in Egypt. So even if we were all wise and clever, experienced and learned in Torah, it would still be our duty to tell about the Exodus from Egypt. The more people talk about the story of the Exodus, the more praise is deserved. We were once slaves, but now we are free people. We remember a story from our past. Rabbi Eliezer, Rabbi Joshua, Rabbi Elazar ben Azriah, Rabbi Akiva, and Rabbi Tarfon were sitting around the Seder table in Bnei Barak. They spent the whole night discussing the Exodus until their students came and said to them, "Rabbis, it is time to say the morning Shema." Um, Once upon a time, Rabbi Eliezer ben Azriah said, I am respected among the rabbis like a man of 70, yet I have not been able to institute that the exodus from Egypt should be mentioned at night until Ben Zoma explained it by quoting, in order that you may remember the day you left Egypt all the days of your life. The Torah adds the word all to the phrase the days of your life, to teach us that the nights are meant to be counted as well as the days. The sages declared that the days of your life means the present world, and all includes the world that is to come. The Mishnah, Berachot 1:5. And we get to the 4 children on 24. Now, any takers from the children to read one of the parts? So we have the wise child, we have the wicked child, we have the simple child, and we have the child that doesn't know what to ask.
David, that's yours.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you want to read the wise child? Okay. So I'll start the reading here, and then when we get to that part. So tradition talks of 4 voices, and 4 times the Torah tells us to speak about the exodus from Mitzrayim. 4 times the Torah repeats, and you shall tell your child on that day. From these words, our history understands that there are 4 different kinds of people. To each we reply in a different way. There is a wise one, a wicked one, a simple one, and one who is not able to ask a question. So, if you want to read the next part. Fantastic, thank you. I'm assuming that no child will want to be the wicked one. You take it? There you go.
That's because she's not a child.
Yeah.
What does the service mean to you? Sorry. Sorry. The wicked child asks, what does the service mean to you? The child says that this is the same service only for you. So we answer the question in the words of Torah. This is done on account of what was the eternal did for me when I went free from
Mitzrayim.
For me, not for you, because if you had been there, you would not have been redeemed.
Good job. And I think this is a very, very important one, despite the fact that no child usually wants to read this part, is that the fact that we are commanded to talk about the exodus from Egypt as it has happened to us, not to our ancestors exclusively, and it's that remembrance that had the exodus not happened, we would still be slaves to this day. And I think this is one of the most important ones in here. And the simple child, does anyone want to take? Yeah, there you go. Beautiful, thank you. And do you want to read this next one, Eddie? It's this one here.
As for the child who can't ask a question, you must gently explain. As the Torah teaches, you shall tell your child on that day, this is because of everything God did for me when I came out of Egypt.
Well done.
Thank you. And everyone now reads together on page 26. If God had not taken our ancestors out from Egypt, then we would still be all slaves to the Pharaoh in Egypt, alone with our children and our children's children. So even if we were all wise and clever and well-learned, it would be still useful for us to retell the story of the Exodus from Egypt. Because the more and the longer and we tell the story, the more we should be praised. There are many questions. Now we must begin to find some answers. Our history begins with slavery but moves towards freedom. Our story begins with sadness and rises to joy. Our service opens with the rule of evil and takes us towards the rule of God. Therefore, even if all of us were wise and all of us were very clever, we would still have to think deeply about the meaning of the Exodus. Now, everyone together. At first, our ancestors worshipped idols, but then God took our ancestor Abraham and led him to the land of Canaan in order to serve God. Blessed be God who keeps the promise to Israel. Blessed be God. Beautiful. So now we cover the matzah completely. God's promise has given us strength, for not only one enemy has risen against us to destroy us, but in every generation people rise against us. But the Holy One saves us from their hand. And I think this is a very, very important message right now. Yeah. We remember our first ancestor, a wandering Aramean, a nomad who went down to Mitzrayim to live there as a stranger, together with only a few people. There they became a great nation, powerful and great in number, but the Egyptians treated us badly. They persecuted us and made us slaves. We cried out to God, and God heard our voice. We saw our persecution, our misery, and our oppression, and God took us out of Mitzrayim with great power, with signs and wonders. And God brought us to this place and gave us this land flowing with milk and honey. And so, you can see in this Haggadah, one very interesting thing is that there's a lot of illustrations here made by children. So they were all made by the children in the congregation where this was written, which is fantastic. So I got to page 31. There are many explanations to talk about on this night. Each of these paragraphs takes a phrase from the Torah about our ancestors. Phrase by phrase, each idea is explained, adding detail which link the ancient story to the journeys of the generations of Mitzrayim. Bit by bit, the rabbis extended and developed the story of Pesach. As we celebrate the Seder, we move through the experience of freedom. So everyone together. Arami Ovedavi, a wandering Aramean was my father. We remember that we began as wanderers without a home. Again and again, we have been wanderers and refugees without rights. Oh God, help us to know what it's like to be a stranger. Vayered Mitzrayma, he went down to Mitzrayim. Though at first our ancestors were made welcome in the land of Egypt, in the end their going down became a stepping down into degradation. Not only did they become slaves, it is told they accepted their fate, so when they first heard the call to be rescued, they did not listen because their spirit had been broken. So now everyone together. And they lived there as strangers, few in numbers. And God rescued us not because we were mighty, but because we were few. And God kept the promise to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, to Sarah, Rebekah, Leah, and Rachel. Vayhi Sham Legoy Gadol, and became there a great nation. Why were the slaves rescued from Egypt? Tradition teaches us because they did not change their names, they did not forget their language, they did not speak evil, and they observed the moral law. So the Egyptians suspected us of evil and afflicted us, and they imposed hard labor upon us. Vayareu otanu amitzrim. The Egyptians suspected us of evil. as it is written. And there arose a new king over Egypt who did not know Joseph, and he said to his people, "This people Israel is too numerous and powerful for us. Come, let us deal wisely with them before they increase further, and in the event of a war, join our enemies and fight against us, and then escape from our land." Vayanunu, and they afflicted us. It is as it is written. They set taskmakers over them in order to oppress them with their burdens. The people of Israel built Pithom and Ramses as store cities for Pharaoh. Vaitnu alenu avodah kasha. The Torah tells us they imposed back-breaking labor upon the people of Israel, and the lives of the children of Israel were made bitter as they tried to make bricks without straw. And we cried to the God of our ancestors, and God heard our cry and saw our oppression. Vayotienu Adonai Mitzrayim, and the Eternal brought us out of Egypt with a mighty hand and an outstretched arm, with great awe, miraculous signs and wonders. So we'll go all together. Baruch Hamakom, Baruch Hu, Baruch Shenatan Torah Le'amo Israel, Baruch Hu. Blessed be God, blessed the Eternal One, blessed be God who has given the Torah to the people of Israel. Blessed is God. So everyone together on 34. It is our privilege to observe Pesach year after year. The Torah commands us to tell the children of Israel about God's promise of freedom, and we sing as Israel did at the shore of the sea. Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar ba'kodesh, nora tehilot, osef elem, nora tehilot, osef elem, Adonai imloch leolam va'ed. Who is like you, O God, among the mighty? Who is like you, glorious in holiness, doing wonders? The Eternal shall reign forever and ever. And we get to the plagues. So we need some wine,
Some grape juice for me.
and some grape juice for the kids, unless we want them to go completely wild.
And also,
So
wait, what page are we on again?
we're on page 37.
Page.
So we got to the 10 plagues. We're going to read the plagues, and as we read the plagues, we dip our finger into the wine, and we take a little drop and put it in one of the napkins that we have. And very important, once we finish, do not lick your finger. You're going to be licking the 10 plagues. Not a good idea. So, Dam Tzfardea Kinim Arov Dever Shechin Barad Arbe Choshech Makat Bechorot. So blood, frogs, lice, wild beasts, disease, boils, hail, locusts, darkness, death of the firstborn.
Fire hail.
Yeah. Yeah. And has anyone done the fast of the firstborn today? The fast of the firstborn. Yeah. So yeah, if you're a firstborn, you're supposed to have fasted today during the day. And so now we get to Dayenu, usually the favorite of everyone. So, Kamama lotovot lamakom alenu. So God has given us many gifts, but even one of them would have been enough. One question: is everyone comfortable with doing the full alenu, or sorry, the full Dayenu, or do you want to do the more abridged one? Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be the part on the 42 here. So we start. Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, 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 Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, 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 Ilu Ilu Hotianu, Hotianu, Mimitzrayim, Hotianu, Mimitzrayim, Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, 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 Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, 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 Ilu Ilu Natan lanu et haShabbat, Natan lanu et haShabbat, Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, 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 Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, 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 Ilu Ilu Natan lanu et haTorah, Natan lanu et haTorah, Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, 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 Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dai Dayenu, Dayenu, Dayenu. And just so we go through the English, I'm going to read the English translation, and by the end of each verse, then we all say Dayenu. God has given us many gifts, but even one of them would have been enough. If God had given us, if God had only brought us out of Egypt and not divided the sea for us, Dayenu. Had God split the sea for us and not led us through on dry land, Dayenu. Had God led us through onto dry land and not cared for us in the desert for 40 years, Dayenu. Had God cared for us in the desert for 40 years and not fed us the manna, Dayenu. Had God fed us the manna and not given us Shabbat, Dayenu. Had God given us Shabbat and not brought us to Mount Sinai, Dayenu. Had God brought us to Mount Sinai and not given us the Torah, Dayenu. Had God given us the Torah and not brought us to the land of Israel, Dayenu. Had God brought us into Israel and not built for us the temple, Dayenu. Had God built for us the temple and not sent us prophets of truth, Dayenu. Had God sent us prophets of truth and not made us a holy people, Dayenu. If God had only brought us out of Egypt, Dayenu. If God had only given us Shabbat, Dayenu. If God had only given us the Torah, Dayenu. So now on 45, we all read together. Therefore, how much more so should we give thanks for the many good things God has done for us? God brought us out of Egypt and punished the Egyptians, split the sea for us, and led us through it to dry land, and watched over us in the desert for 40 years. God fed us with manna. God gave us Shabbat and brought us to Mount Sinai. God gave us the Torah and brought us to the land of Israel. God built the temple for us and made us a holy people, so that at the end of time we could help to make the world perfect. Beautiful. So, I need one more reader to help me with this one. Who wants to volunteer? Yeah, beautiful. So I'll ask the questions, and then do you want to read the answers? All right. So question, Pesach al Shun Ma. What is the meaning of Pesach?
Because the Holy One passed over the houses of our people in Mitzrayim, as it is written. You shall say, it is the Passover offering to the Eternal, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Mitzrayim, and punished the Egyptians, and spared our houses.
Fantastic. Matzah al Shun Ma. Why do we eat this matzah?
Because the Torah tells us they baked the dough which they had brought out of Mitzrayim into unleavened bread. For they were driven out of Mitzrayim and could not delay, nor had they prepared any food for their journey.
Now, the maroch that we have here, maroch al Shun Ma. Why do we eat this maror?
It is because the Egyptians made the lives of our ancestors sad in Mitzrayim, as it is written. They made life bitter for them with hard work, with clay and bricks, and with all kind of work in the field. Whatever work they did was backbreaking.
Fantastic. Bechol dor vador. In every generation, it is our duty to think of ourselves as though we personally had come out of Mitzrayim, as it is written. You shall tell your children on that day, this is our account on what God did for me when I came out of Mitzrayim. It was only our ancestors that the Holy One redeemed from slavery. We too were redeemed with them. As it is written, God took us out from there so that God might take us to the land which God has sworn to our ancestors. Now we all together. Therefore, let us rejoice at the wonder of our deliverance. God took us out from slavery to freedom, from sadness to joy, from sorrow to singing, from darkness to great light, from slavery to redemption. So let us sing a new song. And we get to the first psalm of praise. Does anyone know a tune that we can sing together to this one, or I should chant this?
It's to sing what?
No, sorry, it's on page 50. So, all right, I'll just chant this one. Hallelujah, hallelujah, avdei Adonai, hallelujah, et Shem Adonai hi Shem Adonai mevorach, me'ata ve'ad olam, mimizrach shemesh ad mevo, mehulal Shem Adonai ram al kol goyim, Adonai al hashamayim kevodo, mik Adonai Elohihenu, hamagdihi lashavet. אמשיך פלי לראות בשמיים ובארץ, מקימי מעפר דל, מאלפות ירים אביון, להושיבי עם נדיבי עמו, מושיבי עקרת הבית, הם הבנים שמך, hallelujah. And now we get to the second cup of wine. Have we all poured our wine already? Yes? So we say, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher ge'alanu aga'al et abotenu ממצרים והגיענו ללילה הזה לאכול בו מצה ומרוך כן אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו יגיענו למועדים ולרגלים אחרים הבאים לקראתנו לשלום שמחים בביאן עירך וששים בעבודתך ונודה לך שיר חדש על גאולתנו ועל פודת נפשנו. ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Baruch ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. And now we lean to the left. And we get to the second hand washing. This one is going to be with the blessing, so anyone who is inclined to can do the hand washing, 3 on each hand, and then we say the blessing together when we get back.
You know the one for Elijah is meant to be full.
So,
It's meant to be full.
yeah, but it's actually meant to be filled at a very specific point after we eat, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm either gonna get the apple crumble or dairy-free sorbet. That's the big problem. We're so rigid.
All right, now we can say the blessing for washing our hands, which is, so all together on page 53. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al netilat yadayim. Now for the matzah, so we raise the matzot. Then we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Now, yeah, bottom down, and we hold the top and the middle. So, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kideshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu al achilat matzah. Yeah. Now we quickly eat a piece.
I don't like this mouse.
That's okay.
Tastes good. Probably because it is supposed to be. Especially not too hot.
You want me to eat the rest?
At least the Korra would help settle it. Because it kind of does taste like the thing the Korra has already. So just make it more Korra. Just not less multi Wait, but what does multi and matzo stand for?
Moti means bread. Matzah is.
Yeah, but what does
Okay, so we got to maror, and it's a little bit more of bitter herbs. So now it's usually with the lettuce.
wait, are we doing the Korra?
Yeah. So now with the maror, we dip it into the charoset. So there's different customs with this. Some people actually leave some of the charoset in the maror, and some people actually shake it off. I usually shake it off, but it depends on what tradition you actually follow. So you just get the bitter herbs and you dip it into the charoset. The charoset is the sweet thing here that looks like mortar. So, and before we eat them, we're gonna say a blessing on them.
I'm just gonna consume the harrows.
So before we eat the maror, we're gonna say a blessing on them. So you just dip it into the charoset.
Actually, I'm probably gonna shake quite a bit off, but keep quite a bit.
And then
What do I do with the swallow harrows?
no, don't eat the other. Don't.
I just
Yeah, no, just hold it. All right.
like
Everyone ready? So we hold up the maror and we say Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Kideshanu B'mitzvotav V'tzivanu Al Achilat Maror.
What do I do with this? Do I just put it in the paper?
Put it in that way.
I'm probably gonna shake it off actually, mostly for Hillel's sandwich.
Now,
It's a good.
yeah, we're making a matzah sandwich now. So you get 2 pieces of matzah. Chop that in the middle. So we're getting 2 pieces of matzah, and we're putting inside a bitter herb and you can actually put some charoset in there as well if you so wish. And I would recommend you do because it's going to be a lot better. Yes, actually we say it's not exactly a blessing, but we recite a text.
Egg.
Everyone has their sandwiches ready?
Wait, do we have some horseradish with it?
No. It's just because there was no lettuce left. So once we all have our sandwiches ready, we're gonna read together on page 56. So this is what Hillel used to do when the temple still stood in Jerusalem. He took the matzah and maror and ate them together to fulfill the words of the Torah. They shall eat it with unleavened bread and bitter herbs. Okay, and with this very sophisticated sandwich, we actually can start the actual meal. So some soup will be brought to our tables. It won't take long. No, thank you. Yeah. Super nervous, but. No, thank you. Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's a
leader for us.
Oh, thank you. I
And I'm
appreciate
glad
it.
you're on our team.
Oh, thank you. Yeah. No, yeah, it's the first time leading for so many people, leading a Seder. Usually it's just me and this guy. So.
He's so good. Colin belonged to you.
Oh, thank you.
Teaching him so well. And he's confident and it's wonderful to see.
Yeah, oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
His little star really is going to go a long way to bring out faith.
The matzah that didn't make it into the Torah.
Okay. So let's wait a little bit because the soup is going to come.
It became the matzah. What I mean is there was a bit of space left. There's stuff that didn't have it. Which basically left some space for matzah. They tiny at that. Wait. So they're gonna be hiding the African in about now? So they're gonna...
It's already
It's funny how I didn't see the person who painted the African. Was it three? What?
Is there more matzah shmura out there?
I don't think so.
Can I quickly just go to it?
Oh yeah, I think it was we only got one. Yeah, we only got one or two. That's it.
Just grab
Yeah, just come on. Thank you. There's still a lot to go actually.
to 11.
Oh, super nervous.
We got it to 11 after 15. People were cheering Dad on because he got to step 11 and under and up.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yeah, we remembered.
No, usually when I do the Seder, it's literally just me and Evan. So a little bit different.
Yeah. Very casual. Absolutely. We have the Seder ones at our house instead of at our friends. It's like an informal rabbi, I guess. Theirs always went forever, but we had it at our house, and their kids were like, yes, we're
know.
What's she doing then?
The Birkat Hamazon, the grace afternoon.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, she's good. She's very natural. Nice to meet her sisters.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Are you happy to read all of it? Because I can tune in and start doing something.
Oh, no, that'd be great. Phoebe is actually going to do the Birkat Hamazon. So that should be.
The whole thing?
Yeah, she's doing the whole thing. Yeah, she's very brave.
It's all right once you get it. Once you get on the trial. I used to know it all by heart, but I never did.
Yeah, no, she was actually very passionate about doing the full Birkat Hamazon, about the Hamazon. Then, that should be cool.
Just watch it. Once the meal finishes, it tends to disintegrate.
Yeah.
Interest rate. So do the kids get any extra holidays over this? The kids have any extra holidays? They have tomorrow off?
Yeah, they have the whole week. So yeah, he only goes back to school on Tuesday next week.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah, it was full passing.
Do you lose? So he has to lose somewhere over the holidays, somewhere to make it up?
No. It was all scheduled in, I guess. And there's an actual. Yeah. Thank you. So yeah, there's an actual public holiday as well happening. On Thursday. Right? Yeah. So yeah, but no, they actually went full on for the whole Pesach.
And how much time do they have? They don't have between Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur as well, do they?
I don't think so. Not between them. But I'm actually super happy with that school. It's going really well. I'm really surprised actually.
So how many teachers do they have? Because they've only got so few students.
Do you know how many teachers there?
How many classes are joined together?
Yeah, some are. So if you do, your classes are with year 4, right?
Yeah.
So is it only year 3 and 4?
Yeah, currently there's only 1 year.
There's only one student in year 4, so. But, so they do year 3 and 4 together.
So it used to be the biggest class.
I was told it was often not certain terms.
Thank you very much.
Chicken soup.
Thank you.
Okay, so essentially then if they've got but one teacher must be covering one grade.
Yeah. So I know there's the Jewish studies teacher. There's a Hebrew teacher. So there's the year 3 and 4 teacher.
There's Mrs. Kennings for reptitude.
Yeah, prep to 2. Yeah.
5
I'm
and
gonna
6.
do one for 5 and 6 as well. So at the very least, five teachers so far.
3 classes, 3 teachers. Then Mr. Cash, the 4th one.
Yeah. There's another one. So what is the teacher of?
Arts and also a secondary year 5 and 6 one. And then there's a 5th one called Miss Madura, which there's prep to 4. Quite a lot of jobs to do.
Yeah, that's very true.
There's also the Jewish studies teacher, the Hebrew teacher,
classes as well.
So there's the swimming teacher.
They don't have a pool on site, do they?
They do, yeah. They actually have an Olympic-sized pool in there.
Campus just down the road.
It's very. It makes no sense, especially considering how cheap the tuition fees are. It makes no sense. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So what's its shtick? Is it sort of more orthodox or?
They used to be a lot more. Nowadays,
They're mainly
because Gila is in there, and so Gila is Rabbi Cohen's wife. So it's a lot more. It's very mixed, I guess. Now there are some people from the congregation here that actually go there as well, and everything. So it's becoming a lot more mixed. But
Yeah, there's
but Rabbi Jeff.
Orthodox people, ultra-Orthodox people, progressive people, conservative people. It's a very mixed community.
Rabbi Jeff is still very active there, right? He goes in there every morning to
Not
go
every
davening.
morning,
Yeah, not
but-
every, but mostly.
Yeah,
so he's still
actually
very
like
active
2
there.
or 3 mornings.
Does it separate the boys and girls?
Nah, they stay together still. It's more progressive than ultra-Orthodox.
Yeah, it's not that orthodox for sure. And then they're actually very relaxed even with kosher rules, for instance, like with the school lunches. The only rule is to not bring anything obviously tray, like don't bring pork or something like that. But you don't have to be paranoid about getting kosher certifications and everything involved or anything like that. So it's relatively relaxed. Yeah, I was actually concerned in the beginning that it would be like very hardcore ultra orthodox, but it's not. No, but it's going really well.
Especially my emotion control.
Do you like the soup?
I actually haven't tried it because I tried to cool
yeah.
down the
Makes sense. No, she's half Jewish, but she wasn't raised as such. Yeah. See, in the very beginning, she was a bit against, but he actually he was pushing for it, and he actually wants to be involved in everything. So she eventually she stopped trying to push back, I guess. No, because he wasn't raised as anything else other than Jewish.
Because my mom is religionless.
His mom's not religious at all or anything like that. So, yeah, and she's half Jewish herself as well. But I know it doesn't count that much, but because he was never actually raised as anything other than Jewish, it's considered Jewish on there. I guess in the progressive and Masorti, obviously not Orthodox. But if he wants to become Orthodox, then he would need a conversion.
Even though I'm already.
Yeah, if you want to be Orthodox, then you need a conversion.
Why do I need to convert to be Orthodox if I'm already?
Because your mom is not. So that's why it needs to be here.
So both parents need to be Jewish or just mom? Probably day.
It's generally more bodies here. So there's a few kids from
Actually, no, they're not from the head. Yeah, so one of the kids in there is actually from school. But yeah, most of them are. doesn't sound super fun.
Well, I was glad to see you. And I'm certainly not hungry, so I'll be tucking into At least it's not quite as bloody as some of these things are. Like, just because it's Pesach, it doesn't mean you have to eat system clogging up sludge. It doesn't have to be potatoes and
and depending on like the very hardcore, like more on the Ashkenazi side, they even go pork.
Yeah, it's just bananas. Well, speaking of bananas, there was a story that way back when, somewhere in Poland or Hungary, bananas had just were sort of kind of finding their way into Europe. And when somebody went to the rabbi and asked if bananas were kosher for Pesach, he had no idea what a banana was, so of course he said no. Right down through the ages. Never touch a banana during Pesach.
That's hilarious. It's just like the Mata Shmura thing as well. I was actually reading about this story just a few days ago that apparently it was this rabbi who had a really bad reputation, and he wanted to actually try to do something to be remembered by something else. And then it was right at the time that the machine-made matzot actually started appearing in the market, and he took it on himself to actually try to prove to everyone that machine-made matzot were not kosher and everything. And because at the time it was impossible to make machine-made matzot that were not square, that were round. So that's where the whole thing of no, matzah now needs to be round within certain communities actually became a general thing.
Yeah, it's not style. And the same thing with the kidney item and that rubbish, it's just anything that looks like it swells,
Can I get more soup?
You need to ask.
Oh, I don't have my soup.
You need to ask him if you can ask him.
They were just about to come for more soup.
You put your feet down.
Wait, it's on the hog and
Yeah, put your feet down.
Just put your plate here.
Really hot.
And so,
Just a bit hot. Because it's still boiling.
You want some more?
Because it's still kind of boiling.
No, it's all in the soup.
I'm okay. Do you see that massive straw?
matzo ball soup. I should start making matzo ball soup at home for us.
During Pesach?
No, during the year. It doesn't need to be just for Pesach. You can have it other times as well.
Except the 30 day period.
Yes, exactly.
Let's just try to avoid it for 2 months before Pesach. So it's really is.
Well, you can.
Why don't you join us?
Sure. Is there anyone sitting over there? No? Do you want to sit? Do you want to sit here, buddy?
For the Shulchan Aruch,
Isn't it bad enough that you're being alone at home? You don't need to be alone here.
Daniel, did you want more soup?
look at that egg. Look at that egg. Why? Has it already passed?
You want to do it as well?
Has the time for it already passed?
So you shouldn't be doing, there's eyebrows, because I know there's like only a few people, there's like 3 people out there, but you know, I'm in the lane.
In your park. In your park.
Excuse me, Rachel. Alvin mix.
Yeah, so today the traffic was so bad that it actually took that long to get here. It was just insane. It's very, very close. It's just a new farm here. So it's just an it usually takes about 15 minutes. Today was before the same. But I didn't come from New Farm today. I came from a little bit further down. But yeah, it shouldn't have taken 1 hour.
Took you an hour? Wow.
Me, and I came from Boston. Maybe 30. And I
There are days that it's getting really weird. So on Sunday actually, so yesterday, it was actually that bad as well because I was here for the Seder. And so there was a phone run in the city and then blocked almost every single road that couldn't be well. So that was a bit of a nightmare. It ended up taking way longer to get here.
It took 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it usually takes us about 15 minutes to get here. Yesterday it took 45 minutes. And today it was
So I was going to ask you, do you know yet the date of the next Shabbat?
yes, it's going to be on the 17th.
Right, so it's still be a Friday night.
Yeah. So,
What we do is everybody files out that door and goes through the kitchen, and then we serve them the fish, and they serve themselves with the salad, and they come back home. So, yeah.
Dinner is served in the kitchen now. So what we will do is we all go out here from the front door. We go all the way around. kitchen from the side of the building here, where we can serve ourselves in there. So we have some fish and we have some salads for those of us who don't eat fish. But I would recommend the fish. It's a Moroccan fish. It's fantastic.
Did you make it?
No, I didn't. But I gave the recipe.
Daniel, we need to be rock. And you want to be rock when we're doing that. There's a lot of things we don't need anymore. We don't need this anymore. Right?
Wait, I didn't finish it.
Want to have one?
Yes.
You really love the soup, huh? Sorry? No, so I'm originally from Brazil. Yeah, I'm originally from Brazil, but my family roots are in Spain and Portugal. But I do have a little bit of Moroccan history. Moroccan traditions. No, there are a few Brazilians here. I think there are more in the Brazilians. They don't go very well. I think anytime there's a little ocean and sun, you're going to find a lot of Brazilians.
Delicious matzo balls. I almost want more, but isn't it time for the
Yeah, it's time.
food?
Yeah, it's time for the fish.
It's hot.
Yeah, let's go grab some for the fish.
Fine.
Let's go, Lulu.
If I don't have fish,
Yeah, let's go.
it's fine if I don't have fish.
You should try it just to see if you like it.
But isn't it that soft one already? Like Daddy? Soft one already?
I should have always tried as an ally.
Yeah, it's
Bend, Oregon. Then moved to California. Then we moved to North. Well, lots of reasons. She wanted to get out of the desert. So I moved to Arizona because of school. And then she wanted to get out of the desert. So we moved to Florida. Definitely out. I moved to Beit Or. That didn't work out. So then I moved to California because I needed and then it wasn't long enough for what I wanted to move from the States.
Did you get any veggies? Like any salads?
Let me check it further.
Way too light. They're a little too light. Do you want to try the carrot salad? No? Yeah, so there was a change I wasn't aware, so it ended up not being the working fish.
You're joking.
I didn't know it had changed, but yeah.
But it is nice.
It's delicious. I'm not sure who actually did it, but it was probably Annette. Probably spread out. Yeah. I really like it. Yeah. I just wish the summer was not as hot.
Yeah, so that's why we're loving both ways. Half an hour is
Can't handle everything except the 37. Except the 37.
37 degrees. Where I'm from in Brazil, it's actually much colder than here. People don't, we've been doing associate Brazil with cold. From down south. So it's very far south in Brazil, almost Uruguay.
Oh, okay, so it's gotta be cold.
Yeah, it's much more cool. So in my state there, we actually get snow every year and everything. Yeah.
And in where Mom lives, you could literally just throw water on them. And then fall.
Let me check.
And then become water again in Iceland. Someone's asking if anyone wants to. I mean like the normal ones. Not the actual.
So I'm a software engineer. I was working remotely when I actually was here. So I was planning to do digital nomad thing. Just planning to stay 1 year in Australia and then 1 year in Canada and 1 year in then when I moved here, just within a couple of months over here, I started to absolutely fall in love with Australia. And I was offered a job to stay perfectly inside of school. So that was 10 years ago. So he was born here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Well, it is so beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. No, so the Brazilian economy is not terrible. So in terms of there's a big difference. In there it's a lot more extreme. In Brazil, I think if you're not poor in Brazil, you have a pretty good life. If you are poor, it's terrible. Like way worse than here than anywhere else. But yeah, but it's not great. Basically, it's one of those like if you're born poor in Brazil, you're pretty much screwed. The thing for me is that Australia, it's actually very similar to Brazil in a lot of ways. There's a lot of similarities, especially when you compare it to like the southern coast of Brazil. But there's a lot in Australian culture that is a lot more aligned with how I am or how I feel compared to Brazil. And even in terms of, for instance, in Brazil there's this tendency to be like insanely French with everything to the point where you're being rude. So it's for instance, in Brazil, it would not be uncommon to see someone who hasn't seen in a really long time, and they look at you and go, oh wow, it's gotten really fat. It's terrible. It's terrible. But it's something very common in Brazil. That in here, they're not like that at all. Yeah, so people are really bad. See, I would like that. I would like that. That's how I have to be honest. It was a lot like that, which is something I'm not a fan of. Whereas in here, it's very much in the old time. So yeah, it just feels very similar to Brazilian culture, but at the same time, mine is the bits that have always rated on me. Yeah, but it depends. If you're in the really big cities like São Paulo and Rio, then yeah. When you get outside those two cities, it's not bad. Seconds, we have more fish in there. So anyone who wants seconds, please feel free to jump in there. And then, because once we're good to go, we can actually have dessert as well. So yeah, anyone who wants seconds, not yet, but yeah. So for anyone who wants seconds, toilet, yeah. So it's just out here and then around the building on the back.
It's probably in there, isn't it? Coconut. Real coconut. Blueberry crumble. Ice cream. Blueberry crumble sorbet. Blueberry crumble sorbet. I'm mixing in the sorbet.
What a lovely synagogue where they see not only welcoming, but like the food is always great. And, I wish I could come here every week.
Oh, thank you. That's good to hear.
Oh yeah. I watched your ceremony. Yeah, it's like very impressive.
Oh, thank you.
I grew up in a very reformed synagogue. I never learned. I never got it. I don't know the Hebrew, and I always, I'd love to learn someday.
Yeah, again, because I'm using the things that I actually developed a website where they can actually practice your Hebrew reading. That's something you want to have a look at. But I made it for the kids, but it doesn't need to be just like this, right?
Maybe I'm at such a beginning level.
Yeah, this one's super simple. Okay.
Been doing it since he was a teenager.
I mostly work with cloud, cloud software.
In layout.
I know AI is
But then there are things that give you how likely a piece of text is to actually be generated by AI. And it's actually really accurate.
There was exchange
If you're getting it to actually write, especially if it's extended pieces, but if it's more than just a single then it would be fairly easy to actually identify it. There were whole chunks that were written by AI. But it's like I said, it's mostly if you're using it for a really big chunk. So in my company, recently I actually built an AI engine to perform some work that I actually had scheduled to actually hire a few developers to do.
So that I can
It would have taken about 5 developers almost a year to finish the work. I built this AI, got it to actually complete the whole work in just a couple of days. And it
That's
actually
how
performed the job
was getting
perfectly.
too sad.
But it's going to create some more results. It's always the same. We're just like with computers again. Computers are going to take on the way. Yeah, work that is extremely specialized. Yeah, AI can take over. So yeah, AI is taking over software engineering already. It's not able to just do it by itself, but for instance, I actually work with a lot of, I can build a lot of AI engines, and right now, my team is actually extremely good because I don't need a lot of developers. I can actually do the work for a lot of developers by building AI that's actually doing some of the work that we want to do. So it's already doing that. It's already being able to, it's not able to completely replace humans, but it's able to basically augment humans in a way that one person can do the work of 10.
I heard that other people actually have trouble learning English because
Do they? Is it too easy so they just don't want to do it?
no, they feel like they're doing something wrong because it feels like they're missing 5 steps.
I see that.
But then they check the tutorial and they're like, we're not missing anything, but it feels like
It's just evolving to something very different. Where
I'm just gonna
instead of
go
actually driving
same thing.
myself, this is just designed agents that are going to be doing the work. So I think that's companies in
part of it, when I was looking into it, I was almost convinced to go, but I was planning to actually move to Denver, just about 30-40 minutes drive from San Francisco. Denver. The
think I'll start. So with the kids that have finished eating, if you want to start trying to find the afikoman, so for all the kids who have finished eating, if you want to start trying to find the afikoman, because we can only end the seder and go to the next part of it once we find the afikoman. So, unfortunately, it hasn't been organized a prize to the person who finds it, so it will need to be just for the fun of finding it. But yes, we can only finish the seder once we find the afikoman, the piece of matzah.
So you don't want to stay here.
Can you grab it there?
Is it only in this room?
Thank you very much.
Why would they do that? Why would they do that?
Did we do the cup for Elijah?
We're going to get into it very soon now.
Where is the other afikoman then?
So, we are getting to the grace after meals. And I'd like to ask Phoebe to actually lead us in the thanks after meals, the grace after meals. So this is on page 60, and most of us know this as benching, but there you go.
The thing about it is usually this prayer can take about 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
But we got this on Monday night, so we did do the service of some of it down. And if I miss a melody, please. So it's not responsible, and sorry. What page? Okay, sorry.
It's going to be on, you're starting from 62?
Yes, I'm starting from
60, yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, sorry. Shir HaMalach Shuvadona Et Shivati Yoayim Azimale Sofi Hashem Yurina Azim So this is responsive now. Havarai nevareh.
יהי שם אדוני מבורך מעתה ועד עולם.
Vihi Shem Adonai nevareh. Mivareh mi'atah ve'ad olam. V'yashub havarai nevareh. Mitzvahanu neshalom.
אלוהינו שלחנו משלו וטובו חיינו.
Baruch Eloheinu v'shachanu v'shalom. U'tuvo hayinu.
ברוך
Oh,
הוא
sorry. Oh, yeah. Baruch.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם. וטובו בחן ובחסד וברחמים. הוא נותן לחם לכל בשר.
This is not like my school. Before it was very different words. Now it's the same. The only thing is the tune is slight different.
Now we drink the third cup of wine. So we're going to say the blessing together as usual, and then we all drink reclining to the left. Now, for the kids, why do we recline to the left? Does anyone know? Does any of the kids know this one? Why do we recline to the left when we're drinking? All right.
Because
It's-
free people.
Yeah, it's because we are now free. So only free people back in the day would actually recline when they're eating or drinking. So Third cup, we all raise our cups and we say together, Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Borei Ri Hagafen L'chaim. And we get to the cup of Elijah. Is the door open? Yes, it is.
To welcome Elijah.
Yeah. So, this evening is called a night of watching. Tonight we have traveled from degradation to dignity, and now we must look to the future and begin to dream. So we all read together on page 70. Once it was dangerous to open the doors of a Jewish house at the beginning of Seder. We remember all those years when we hoped that Israel would be free. We celebrate the tradition that Eliyahu, the prophet, would return to his people and lead us to freedom. The Jewish people lives in hope that Eliyahu will return. Pour out your anger on the nations that do not know you, upon the lands that do not call upon your name, for they have consumed Jacob and laid waste to his home. Pour out your anger on them, pursue them and fiercely and destroy them from God's heavens. So now the door is open, we can sing the Eliyahu song. So it's on page 71. Eliyahu Anavi, Eliyahu Atishbi. Eliyahu, Eliyahu, Eliyahu Agiladi, Bimhera b'yamenu, Yavo Elenu, Mashiach ben David, Mashiach ben David, Eliyahu Anavi. All right, so on page 73, we get to the Hallel, the Psalms of Praise. So, Hallelu et Adonai kol goyim, beshabchu kol haumim, ki gavar alenu chasdo, ve'emet Adonai leolam hallelujah. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki leolam chasdo. So we say this responsibly. When you get to ki leolam chasdo, everyone say together. Hodu l'Adonai ki tov, ki leolam chasdo. Yomar na Israel, ki leolam chasdo. Yomru navet Aharon, ki leolam chasdo. Yomru yere Adonai, ki leolam chasdo. In distress, I called upon God. God answered me by setting me free. With God at my side, I am not afraid. So we all read together on page 74. I thank you, for you have answered me and have become my salvation. The stone which the builders rejected has become the cornerstone. This is God's doing. It is a marvelous in our eyes. This is the day which God has made. We will be glad and rejoice on it. Oh God, please save us. Oh God, please save us. Oh God, let us succeed. Oh God, let us succeed. Blessed are those who are here in the name of the Eternal. We bless you from the house of the Eternal. You are my God, and I thank you. You are my God, and I glorify you. Give thanks to the Eternal, for God endures forever, and God's loving kindness endures forever. The soul of every living being shall bless your name, Eternal our God, and the spirit of all people shall glorify and exalt you, our ruler. Beyond eternity to eternity, you are God. We have no sovereign but you, God of the first and the last, God of all creation, all creatures in all generations. נשמת כל חי תברך את שמך, אדוני אלוהינו, ורוח כל בשר תפאר ותרומם, זכרך מלכנו תמיד, מן העולם ועד העולם. אתה אלן לנו מלך אלא אתה. And now we get to the fourth cup. So.
4.
You don't have to drink a full cup if you have to drive. So. So we all raise our cups and go, ולקחתי אתכם לי לעם, והייתי לכם לאלוהים. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, בורא פרי הגפן. Leading to the left. Now, blessed are you, our God, ruler of the universe, for the vine and its fruit, and for the produce of the field, for the beautiful and spacious land which you gave to our people to eat of its fruit and to enjoy its goodness. Have mercy, O God, on Israel, on Jerusalem, your city, on Zion, the place of your glory. Help us to complete the building of Jerusalem, the holy city, speedily in our days. And grant us happiness and joy on this festival of Matzot. For you, O God, are good to all. And we thank you for the land and the fruit of the vine. Blessed are you, eternal, for the land and the fruit of the vine. So, Baruch ata Adonai. Sorry, I got lost here on the text. It was... Yeah, Baruch ata Adonai al haaretz ve'al pri hagafen. Now, we all read together on page 78. The Seder service now concludes, complete in all its laws and customs. May God, who broke Pharaoh's power, bring peace and freedom to every land. O pure one who dwells above, establish us as a countless people, speedily guide us as a people redeemed to the land of Zion with song. Shalom, shalom to everyone. Lishana haba, Lishana haba, Lishana haba, Birushalayim. Lishana haba, Lishana haba, Lishana haba, Birushalayim. Lishana haba, Birushalayim. Next year in Jerusalem. Next year in Jerusalem rebuilt. Fantastic. And we got to some of the songs. So the Seder is officially done now. Does anyone have a particular Seder song that they are very passionate about? Chad Gadia? Do you want to do it in Hebrew or in Arabic or in English? Yeah, so let's do it in English. So Chad Gadia is on page 88. So we're gonna do it in English, and then just the piece of the chorus where we say Chad Gadia, we're gonna say in Arabic. So we start Chad Gadia, Chad Gadia. My father bought two zuzim. Chad Gadia, Chad Gadia. Then came the cat and ate the kid. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. Then came the dog and bit the cat that ate the kid. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. Then came the stick and bit the dog that bit the cat that ate the kid. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. Then came the fire and burned the stick that bit the dog that bit the cat that ate the kid. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. Then came the water and quenched the fire that burned the stick that bit the dog that bit the cat that ate the kid. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. Then came the ox and drank the water that quenched the fire that burned the stick that bit the dog that bit the cat that ate the kid. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. Then came the butcher and killed the ox that burned the water that quenched the fire that burned the stick that bit the dog that bit the cat that ate the kid. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. Then came the angel of death and slew the butcher that killed the ox that drank the water that quenched the fire that burned the stick that bit the dog that bit the cat that ate the kid. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya. Then came the Holy One, blessed be God's name, and destroyed the angel of death that slew the butcher that killed the ox that drank the water that quenched the fire that burned the stick that bit the dog that bit the cat that ate the kid. My father bought for two zuzim. Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya, Chad Gadya.
Why did it say
Should I do Echad Mi Yodea?
killed the ox that burnt the wall?
So let's do Echad Mi Yodea. So it's on page 91. So Echad Mi Yodea, Echad Ani Yodea, Echad Eloheinu, 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 Sheba Shamayim Uvaretz. Shnayim Yodea, Shnayim Ani Yodea, Shnei Luchot HaBrit, Echad Eloheinu, 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 Sheba Shamayim Uvaretz. Shlosha mi Yodea, Shlosha Ani Yodea, Shlosha Avot, Shnei Luchot HaBrit, Echad Eloheinu, 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 Sheba Shamayim Uvaretz. Arba mi Yodea, Arba Ani Yodea, Arba Imahot, Shlosha Avot, Shnei Luchot HaBrit, Echad Eloheinu, 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 Sheba Shamayim Uvaretz. Chamisha mi Yodea, Chamisha Ani Yodea, Chamisha Chumshei Torah, Arba Imahot, Shlosha Avot, Shnei Luchot HaBrit, Echad Eloheinu, 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 Sheba Shamayim Uvaretz. Shisha mi Yodea, Shisha Ani Yodea, Shisha Sidrei Mishnah, Chamisha Chumshei Torah, Arba Imahot, Shlosha Avot, Shnei Luchot HaBrit, Echad Eloheinu, 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 Sheba Shamayim Uvaretz. Shiva mi Yodea, Shiva Ani Yodea, Shiva שבעה ימי שבתה, שישה סדרי משנה, חמישה חומשי תורה, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. שמונה אני יודע, שמונה אני יודע, שמונה ימי מילה, שבעה ימי שבתה, שישה סדרי משנה, חמישה חומשי תורה, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. תשעה אני יודע, תשעה אני יודע, תשעה ימי נדע, שמונה ימי משנה, שבעה ימי שבתה, שישה סדרי משנה, חמישה חומשי תורה, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. עשרה אני יודע, עשרה אני יודע, עשרה דבריה, תשעה יחי מרדה, שמונה ימי מילה, שבעה ימי שבתה, שישה סדרי משנה, חמישה חומשי תורה, ארבע אמהות, שלושה אבות, שני לוחות הברית, אחד אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. 11 אני יודע, 11 אני יודע, 11 כוכביה, 10 דבריה, 9 ימי מלדה, 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, 1 אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. 12 אני יודע, 12 אני יודע, 12 שבטיה, 11 כוכביה, 10 דבריה, 9 יחי לידה, 8 ימי משנה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, 1 אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ. 13 אני יודע, 13 אני יודע, 13 מידיה, 12 שבטיה, 11 כוכביה, 10 דבריה, 9 יחי לידה, 8 ימי מילה, 7 ימי שבתה, 6 סדרי משנה, 5 חומשי תורה, 4 אמהות, 3 אבות, 2 לוחות הברית, 1 אלוהינו, 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 שבשמיים ובארץ.
I don't remember what the 13th symbol was, but it was something about like discussing good and bad.
Thank you very
12,
much,
all
everyone.
the tribes of
It was very
Israel.
appreciated.
11, the
Thank you so
stars
much.
from Joseph's tree.
Thank you.
10, the Ten Commandments. 9, you actually physically can't see because
And
of where
Chag
it's done.
Sameach.
Plus my size will physically not actually show it. They for baby circumcision. 7 days a week.